Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, and anybody that's new, welcome. My name is Debbie, I'm the Crafty Shopper. Today we are going to do some Jenga block, aka Tumbling Tower Blocks from Dollar Tree Peeps. A friend of mine, Stacy, she made some Peeps and I really like them. I'm going to do my build a little bit different than hers, but I was just like, yeah, I really got to make them. I just thought they were super cute, and I know a couple people in my family that like them. I particularly don't eat them, but there's a few anyways. So we are going to start off with Tumbling Tower Blocks. You can buy at the Dollar Tree. You can find them in the toy section. They do come in the brown package now. The blue one is an older packaging. You can order them online from dollartree.com. Only certain stores are selected for shipping for free to your local store. You can check online by signing up and going through you don't have to fully go through the checkout, but you can see if your store is eligible for free shipping if you can't find them in store. Also too, you might ask a manager. They might have them a different place than in the toy section. And if you sign up for the dollartree.com website, every once in a while they do send out 50% off shipping to your home. I am going to be using Wellbond glue. It's good for a lot of different wood, tile, glass, foam, stone, ceramics, and more. It's my preference for glue, but any wood glue would work. I know DT does sell wood glue. My store has never carried it here in Canada. So this is my preference. I buy it at Rona/Lowe's, but Nikki, a fellow crafter, buys it at Hobby Lobby. You can buy it at Walmart, Amazon, but Amazon, if you have to pay shipping and that, it might be a little bit more expensive. So check your local hardware store as well. I do not suggest using hot glue at all because your build will eventually fall apart and it doesn't seal the blocks properly because there will be a little bit of a gap in there from the hot glue. We're going to start from the bottom up. So one Peep will be 126 blocks. Now you can make one. I'm going to do 3. I may do one more little idea I have at the end, just depending how long this video is. I do pre-glue my blocks before we actually put the whole build together, just so the video is not 3 hours long. I'm going to use an L shape. I call it L shape carpenter ruler. You can find it in Dollar Tree in the hardware section. Just helps you gluing the blocks when you are to keep them straight when you're putting them together. I just glue a bunch at a time when I figure out what I'm going to do and just move them around on my desk pad. And I always ask where this is from. It's a little bit dirty right now, but I do buy it. It's a thicker plastic desk pad from IKEA. Now you'll hear me, if you're not familiar with my channel, when I say flat and stacked. Stacked means is the blocks just are on one on top of each other, and when you glue them, they're just on the wider surface. So when you glue them, it will be sideways instead of flat. Flat is just as you see it here, and it's just glue. You're going to glue them on the side, the smaller surface on the side like that. I do suggest getting a pen and paper. It just keeps it up easier for you to keep up with the numbers, and I usually do F for flat, S for stacked, and it just makes it much easier to remember. We're going to start from the bottom of the Peep upwards, and we're going to do with 5 flat. The next row is 11 stacked, and we're just going to place it one centered right over each other. 12 stacked. We're going to do 7 flat. 7 flat. 11 stacked. 10 stacked. 5 flat. 4 flat. 5 flat. Saying all these numbers, I feel like saying bingo. Next row is 10 stacked. Another row, 10 stacked. I'm just gonna move this down a bit. 5 flat. And 4 flat. We're just gonna glue them right over each other just like that. Now we're gonna move on to the ears. Each ear is gonna have 10 blocks on it. And you're gonna do 3 stacked. And you're just gonna hang it over. I'm just gonna point something here. Just hang it over right in the corner, just a little bit over. We're gonna do another 3 flat or stacked. You're just gonna wanna hang it over just a little bit in the corner here. And another 3 stacked. Same thing, just a little bit over in the corner and 1. So each ear is 10. And you're just gonna center that 1 block right on top. And then you're gonna do the exact same process for the other side. 3 stacked. Another 3 stacked. Another 3 stacked. And 1 block right on top, so that's a total of 126 blocks. Now I'm just gonna glue all these peoples. I'm gonna glue all the blocks together as you see it here. All right, now that it's all glued together, I want to file the edges along the sides of the bunny and all the way down. I do have a Dremel pen, but I also use a lot of just the buffing block from the hardware section at Dollar Tree. You can get little buffers from Dollar Tree as well. These are in the cosmetic area, and this one is just a sanding block from the craft section. So I'm just gonna do, as you can see, makes a nice mess, so make sure that you have it in an area that it gets it's easy to clean up. And I'm just gonna do that all the way around along the edges on both sides. Now that I gave it a good buff, I also do the front too, just to make sure any little glue doesn't seep through the blocks. And when you paint it, sometimes you'll see that layer of glue. So I gave it a nice good buff on the front as well. Now you don't have to do this step. You could just paint as is and then you're fine. I like to make it, you can see the little holes in between the cracks sometimes, and because the blocks are not exactly the same, one's a little bit sometimes shorter than other. So I am going to use some spackle. I get it at Rona/Lowe's. I've heard that it's that spackle that people make fake desserts with. I heard that Dollar Tree does carry spackle in their, I'm not sure what section, so maybe someone can let me know in the comments so I'll know for next time. But they do sell spackle, and I'm not going to say all stores because DT does sometimes carry different items in different stores. But I'm just going to put it on. I use a knife. You can use a little putty knife. And you just let it dry. Mine's pink. I think the one I saw in a picture one time on Facebook, it's just clear. Actually, I'm putting a little bit too thin. But you'll notice some areas will have thicker as you're just making it nice and smooth and flat. And it just fills in the holes nicely. And especially, I normally, if I was just making one, those of you that have followed me from when I started my little spackle journey with Jenga blocks, you can fill in the holes on the sides on an angle when you're putting it in. I'm not going to do it on this build just because there's 3 of them, and that's a lot of work to do on three bunnies. But if you have time, you can. But I'm just going to do the spackle on just the front of the bunnies where you're going to see them the most. You're not going to see the back, so I'm not going to put them on there. Just like almost like smoothing out a piece of cake, icing on a cake or a cupcake. Then and don't worry if you see other parts that are still, because then we're just going to buff it off after. And I'm just going to let this dry. Now this should take probably half an hour. But if you do the insides, like I say in my other videos, with when you put them in the angled section, because there are deeper pockets on the sides when you fill them in, then you do need to dry them a little longer. And I usually, especially with the pockets on the sides, when I do whatever I'm building, I usually let them dry overnight just to make sure. So I'm just going to let that dry half an hour, and then we're going to move on to the next step. All right, once I put the spackle on, all I did was just lightly buff and sand it down nice and smooth. So like I said, not the sides, I just did the front part. Now the one that I'm going to do is I'm going to do 3 of these, so I am going to make another 2, and then I'm going to start with this one. I'm going to paint a sun yellow. Now this is from another dollar store, and this is the only yellow that I have on hand. So I am going to paint this one yellow, and I'm going to make another 2 off camera, and I'm going to use the Dollar Tree Tutti Frutti and the Paradise Blue. All right, so I finished all the painting on all 3 of them. They turned out really good. I just want to show you the difference with the spackle, a nice flat finish. I don't know, there's a little spot on there. And just the unfinished on the other side, that it's not as smooth. My preference, like I said, is the spackle. So we're going to give it some eyes. Now there's just these little stickers. I think they're just a little bit too big for my liking, but you could use, Dollar Tree has these like half beads. But there's ones, it comes with 3 sizes, so they only have the 2 here, and then the one little bit bigger, I think would work really well. But this one's just a little bit big, but that's okay. I'm going to use them. I just cut a strip off that, and I just spray painted it, and it is shiny, and I didn't want them shiny, but that's okay. I wanted matte, but I didn't have any matte spray paint on me. So we're just going to put the 2 eyes. Sometimes when you pick them off too, they have little sticky parts from the spray paint on the side. Oops. I will do this off camera, and I will use some Well-Bond glue, or you can just use some Mod Podge to glue them on. I would not use any hot glue, just because they won't dry flat, especially when you're putting them on and if you're trying to move them. I think just like that, there's kind of sticky. So I am going to just do the 3 faces for that, or the 3 eyes, the 2 eyes and the nose on the other 2. I have this from another project that I didn't end up using. It is just one of those bars that you see with sayings from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to show you. It's the same one that I use for the Love Valentine's Day and the Ho 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 that I created. And they're just 18 inches long. Now, if you don't want to do all 3 peeps, you could do just 1 peep. And I'm just going to show you, they have these little boards at Dollar Tree. And if you just wanted to do 1 peep and put it on one of these boards, you could glue it down with some flowers and some moss, which would work out too if you didn't want to do the 3. Now the total amount of blocks that I used, so each peep was 126 blocks, and for the 3 of them was 378. And now I'm going to do the faces. Once I've done the little eyes and nose on it, I am just going to space them out appropriately, even space on the white block here. All right, so now that I left them on overnight to glue, when I did glue them on, I just left them upright, but I kept them more to the back of the board, even though there's just a little bit of a ledge in the front, which is fine. I had this DT ribbon that I got this year from Dollar Tree. I already started it, and I'm just going to do it on the sides, and then I'm just going to put it right across the front like this, and I'm just going to paint on right on the ribbon, some Mod Podge, just the matte color. And I already did it on the side and just to the other side to finish it off. Now that we have the ribbon on, I want to put in the background right on both sides. These are just the little wood hanging fences from Dollar Tree. I just cut off the back of these and I took 2 of them. I just painted them white and I'm just going to glue them right back in the center. So this part being the middle, and I'm going to do it flush to the back of the board here. So I'm just going to show you like this. It's going to be right in the center, so I'm going to keep this one centered and just have it glued right back onto the Peeps and the board on the bottom. Now that we have that glued on, I want to put a little bit of greenery. We are going to do some stuff just on the front here, but I got this one from Dollar Tree, the plastic foliage, and I have 6 stems on here. And I'm just going to use a wire cutter and cut them off. I'm going to put 2 right there and 1 on each end. And I'm just going to glue it right on the back of the the Peeps, well, the bunny Peeps, right on the back, just so there's a little bit of greenery sticking out here and here as well, 2 pieces. And I'm just going to hot glue them right on the back of the fence. Right, now that I have it glued on the back, I'm just going to show you just like that. Now you don't have to use that kind of foliage, greenery. You could use some flowers. And next thing we're going to do is just some reindeer moss. And I'm just going to glue it around the base where it's white and just around the corners here. All right, so now that we have all the greenery put on, we're going to add a few more things to it, but I just wanted to show you the reindeer moss. I didn't use that much out of the bag. I did put some on the front of the Peeps just to keep it evened out. If you can't find the big wood fence, you could use these clipboard shaped fence from Dollar Tree as well. They're just a little bit shorter, but they would just work as well. I just had a little bag of some Easter eggs, and I'm going to put 3 in between here, and I'm just going to hot glue them down, just the 3 colors of all the Peeps. All right, guys, so here it is finished. I think it turned out pretty sweet. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. You can check out my Facebook page, The Crafty Shopper. I do have a post if you are looking for a craft buddy. Just comment on the post and maybe someone will see it and you can meet up with somebody that you could talk to, maybe in your area or via text. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Bye.